Now, it's 17 minutes to 8. We're marking the 75th anniversary of VE Day. And while there won't be any parades or street parties, we're being encouraged to remember and celebrate the wartime generation from our front gardens, from our homes, and virtually as well. Now, in Melton, there are lots of things going on today to talk about. Doris, Brian's mum, celebrated her 100th birthday earlier this week. There'll be lots going on for VE Day. I think they've kept the bunting up. And there's also a new kid on the block, which is annoying Brian. And he's on the line to us now live from Melton. Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Leslie.
It's
the
Mark.
sun is shining again, and the girl Rosemary, she told me that was your birthday yesterday.
It was, yes.
Well, happy birthday, Leslie. I hope you had a lovely day, and I hope you were suited to be spoiled.
I was spoilt rotten, Brian. I had lots of cake and chocolate and donuts and lovely things.
And so you should be, dear boy. You work hard and you keep us all entertained in the mornings and up to speed with all the news and everything as well deserved. I hope you had a lovely day.
I did indeed. So how was Mum's birthday? Because it was her 100th, wasn't it?
Oh, my Lord. What a day. What a day we had. She was, you know, I really took it out of her because she had been, I don't know, shall we say, she's been sort of, I don't know, she's sort of been... tired is not the right word. She's sort of been a little bit giddy since Tuesday because we had Rosemary made her a cake. We had a
lovely
cake. We couldn't put the candles on because blowing it out, you know, you can't do all that, can you, when you're 100 and because, you know, not just that, you've got to, when you're blowing, what if she's got anything? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you've got to be careful in case she's got the virus, you mean?
I think these things through, ain't you, boy?
Yeah, you have.
Anyway, she did have a cake. That was all very nice, and I managed to get some flowers sorted. We're going to sort of have it. I did say to her when we're out of this lockdown and we're able to go venturing out, we'll take her out. You know, we'll take her down to Albury and she can sit up there by the Martella Tower. You know, we take up on the top there.
Lovely, very nice.
She can sit up there, or we'll take wherever she want to go. We'll take her out. But we made the best of the situation, and we had a bit of cake in the afternoon, and obviously we sat the other side of the room. She sat there, and that was all very nice. And I have to say, you know, I mean, that certainly have took it out of us, you know, because she had a lot of well wishers, had a lot of cards, called the people in the village, a lot of cards.
Well, I think a lot of people heard it was her birthday, so it was nice, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yes. And of course she did get the letter from the Queen, and she was mightily chuffed with that, and, you know, I've got to get a little frame for that. And but all that can wait, you know. The main thing now is us, like we said, my mother said, she said, we just got to keep safe. We're now heading towards the finish line. We've got to keep safe, and that'll be what that'll be.
Okay.
We've been here before. And she say, well, we've been through us before, well, she have, and, you know, and that's what today is about, of course.
Have you kept the bunting up?
The bunting, we put the bunting up. I put that up Monday I put it up, Monday afternoon, the red, white and blue bunting. We left that all up for today, and we're going to have some scones this afternoon. We're going to sit and have some scones, some Suffolk rusks.
Lovely.
And we're going to sit with Mother again. And I just hear you say you're going to have some stuff on this afternoon, so
yes.
I shall put that on and have a listen to that. But I'm looking forward to taking the bunt down because this is another thing now. The buds are getting violent, aren't they?
What, the birds?
The buds are getting violent, and I tell you what, we've got this seagull now in Melton. I don't know if anyone else has had it, but this ruddy seagull, Leslie, that come
Mark.
down and that come after on Tuesday when I come out with Mother's cake. I took it out. Well, this thing that come for me, that come from nowhere, that come for me, and I swear that looked me in the eye, and I think if I'd have stood my ground, that'd have killed me, that'd have had me.
Really?
And that come after this cake, and since then I've seen it a couple of times flying about, and that's the same seagull. And I had an incident, you know. We're going back now. Crikey, we must be going back a couple of years. I had an incident down on Albury Beach where I sat there and this seagull come after my chips. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same ruddy seagull because you don't forget, do you? And I'm serious, Leslie, I'm serious. As ruddy violent, this thing, and that's it. And I'll sit it fly across a couple of times, and this bud, that'll come down, and I tell you, if you let it, that'll have you. So people have got to be aware there is a seagull And that's in. Could that come after me? I flew in Mother's door. Rosemary said, "Ever's the matter, Brian?" I said, "There's a seagull out there." I said, "That's come after me." She said, "Don't be so daft." But she's seen it herself now a couple of times. And when I go and get that button out, I shall have to keep her. She'll have to be out there watching.
Well, just keep an eye out for it.
That do like me.
Well, once they see you and they remember you, you should have given it a chip all those years ago.
They're getting violent. Leslie. I mean, I tell you what. Well, we had little old Robin. We got little old Robin. Now, of course, Robin ain't going to be violent, is it? Because they ain't going to hurt you, is it? That sat up on the fence, and that come every afternoon. This little old Robin that sit on the fence. And Rosemary say to me, she say, "Oh, you know it's a sign of, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, you've got good worms in the garden, ain't you?" But that come every afternoon because she's got that old mossy grass. Do you know what I mean? Where they're sort of moist in it.
Yes. So
she do encourage a lot of buds in the garden that sit up on the every afternoon. Every afternoon that come and sit up on the fence. This Robin, but this ruddy seagull, I tell you, that would rip you to bits if it had a chance.
Well, I'll tell you what,
look at you evil. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I actually do. You be very careful, Brian. I don't want that pecking you when you're doing your bunting removal.
I'll do more than peck me. If I get the chance, that'll rip my arm off. And that's a ruddy great thing. When they spread their wings, that's a huge thing, isn't it?
They're quite big. Yeah, they're quite big now. Look,
horrible old things.
You be careful and you be safe.
Do you be careful as well, Leslie? And I'm glad you had a nice birthday anyway.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes. Cheerio, Leslie.
Goodbye. It's Mark.